In the still of the night, I think of you. My heart beats with every thought of you. You're the one I can't let go. In your arms I find my home. Love, sweet love, it's you I'm dreaming.
Smells wonderful, he commented. She looked up instantly and smiled, and he was a goner. He walked up to her and grabbed her and kissed her deep and hungrily. Hungry? She asked, feeling disoriented. Yeah, very. She laughed. I mean, for food? That too, he murmured. What's cooking? Pasta, salad, and fried chicken. Sounds good. Where do you eat? My bedroom. It is not exactly empty. Living room floor or here on the kitchen counter. She lifted the tray. He took it from her. Your bedroom sounds most promising. He began walking to the bedroom. Promising for? Alarmed, she followed him. Get your mind out of the gutter. Your bedroom can boast of a chair, a cushion, a table, which is much less than I can say for your living room. She heaved a sigh of relief and got the cutlery and followed him. Helen watched him debate where to place the tray and laughed when he chose the floor. I can't remember the last time I did this, he said as he tried to get comfortable. Are you serious? What kind of girls have you been dating? The ones who have the good sense to have a dining table in their houses? Where is your sense of adventure? She sat down and opened dishes. How many people did you cook for? There are 2 of us here. Woman, I am 6'4" and weighs more than 200 pounds. What exactly is this bed portion meant to do? She laughed. My bad. I thought you're on diet like I am. She left to get more food. She came back with more food and he nodded in appreciation. Better? She asked. All her labor was rewarded when he took the first bite and nodded with bliss. This is very nice. I think I am beginning to understand why Stanley finds homely women sexy. I am a far cry from Umma. This is about the only meal I can make very well. You need to stop comparing yourself to Umma. You are your own kind of unique. She smiled at him, feeling reassured, feeling like a queen. It is so hard to believe that she was there, sharing a meal she made with a man she fell for the first time she saw him on television. Then it seemed like a fantasy. The rest of the meal passed in quiet conversation. Chuck knew he was falling for her. He was no longer afraid of falling. Rather, he was curious. He had never loved a woman before. He had his mother to thank for that. But Helen was different, beautiful, classy and kind, and innocent. The right kind of woman for him. If he was ever going to fall for anybody, he was glad it was her. Just as she stood up to clear the plates, his phone rang. Yomi was calling him back, bringing back with his call the fear, anxiety and rage he felt before. Where have you been? He backed on the phone. I don't work for you, Chuck. So what's up? Chuck felt like letting loose a string of colorful curses, but Yomi was a friend, and Rose had cured him of that brothel habit long ago. I need you to find someone for me, he said instead. Okay, who? I can't say. He didn't know how he was going to ask him to find a sister he wasn't sure existed. Okay, at least you have a name? I don't. Picture? No. Chuck answered through gritted teeth, feeling awkward. How am I going to find him or her? Do you at least know the gender of the person? Very funny. I have some addresses you could start with. Her mother's name is Pat Asian. I have at least 4 of her last known addresses. I want to know if this Pat gave birth to a daughter and where that daughter is. Okay, I can work with that. Text me the addresses and I'll get back to you by the end of the week. Not acceptable. Get back to me tomorrow or I'll find someone else. I am in the middle of a job now. And this your job I sense is highly sensitive, so give me time to do it very well. You have till tomorrow, no more, Chuck said and cut the phone. He felt a little better after giving out that assignment. He didn't know what answers he wanted from Yomi. Having a sister would be beautiful. Having one who might have gone through the things he went through, no, he didn't want to think about it. He got to his feet and walked to the window. He would prefer there was no sister, that no poor innocent child has been made to go through what he went through. Helen stood at the door and watched him for a while. She had seen the fear, the battle on his face before he turned away to stand by the window. His earlier worries had returned, and she wondered what it was that worried him so, that chased him from his house to hers. Are you all right? She heard herself ask. She didn't know that she said that out loud. He turned to face her. Yes, I'm fine, he said. I have to go. My mother is insisting on a family reunion dinner. He tried to smile, hoping she would not deduce he was running scared and away. My goodness, and you made me feed you? I have spoilt your dinner. He held her by the shoulders. Believe me, here with you, the dinner, the company, and will be the best part of my day. Thank you for letting me stay without asking questions. He kissed her forehead. I owe you. Dinner tomorrow night? I'll pick you up by 7. Is that okay? She nodded because she was afraid that if she spoke, she would burst into tears because of his tenderness. He left then, and she sank on the bed, feeling afraid, confused, but beneath all, she felt a new kind of hope. She would come out of this a winner. They would win, she told herself firmly. Chuck woke up, feeling restless and tired. He wasn't surprised he felt that way. He had endured the most gruesome family dinner in all history. He had felt like smashing the whole dishes as he watched his mother, regal as a queen, pretending like she was some hostess at some grand dinner party. It galled him. He knew the kind of monster she was. She could pretend all she liked, he thought, but she was what she was, and he knew she would never change. He would never be deceived again into believing that she would. She had monopolized the discussion and didn't seem to mind that no one answered or contributed. She had bossed May around as if needing to rub it in that May was a maid and she the queen. If not for his sister he was not sure existed, he would have walked out. She held all the cards until Yomi got back to him. He was not letting her out of his sight till he was sure she was bluffing. He got up and stretched, feeling tired and drained. As he showered, he tried not to think of what he would do if there really was a sister who lived in a brothel or who was already living the brothel life. All of a sudden, he felt the need to hurry. Who would have thought only yesterday the only care he had in the world was seducing Helen? It seemed that was taking a back seat. Helen arrived at Emma, thrilled and in high spirits. She didn't try to deny that ending the day with Chuck was the reason she was excited and happy. She was beginning to accept her feelings for him. She was beginning to realize that the feelings were not going anywhere. As she stepped in through the door, she bumped into Emma, who whisked her away. Emma closed her office door behind them and turned to Helen with a conniving smile. Helen, puzzled, wondered what would be going on in Emma's mind. Had she somehow found that Chuck slept in her house all afternoon yesterday? I know that smile, but I don't understand it. Don't play smart with me. In fact, I am wounded. Emma smiled again. Why? What did I do? I will gladly remind you. You left your godson's party very early yesterday morning for a rendezvous with Chuck. Oh my goodness, no. No? You didn't leave with him? I did, of course, but not that way. Helen laughed. I met him in the kitchen when I came out ready to go, and he said he was leaving too. His mother came. He offered me a ride. I could hardly say no. His mother? Now I understand why Uche and Stanley left early with grim faces. I don't understand. Why would his mother's presence cause that? I am sorry, Helen, I can't say. Now I understand why he came to my house yesterday, seemed like the whole world was on his shoulders, and slept like a baby afterwards. Wait a minute. Things has progressed that far? Ma asked in wonder. He slept alone. I was in the kitchen preparing a meal. Ma smiled. I am pleased that things are progressing nicely between you two. It is. He asked me to dinner, which I was more than glad to accept. But something tells me he would expect it to end in his bed. And you, what do you want? Ma asked seriously. I want the same thing, but I am afraid. And she paused. How could she begin to explain something she didn't understand in the first place? What are you afraid of? Helen stared at her as her mind told her to seize the opportunity to tell Mma about her amnesia. Helen thought about it for a while and heaved a sigh. It was then or never, she said, and braced herself for the shock it would cause. I am afraid I would end up another conquest. Helen shocked herself by saying instead, Helen, you are just a coward. I don't want to be another holiday affair. I don't think I can survive seeing him with another girl next time he comes back. I understand, Mma murmured. Did you have these fears with Uche before you got married? I did, Helen. When you love a man, you would always have that fear of heartbreak. So how did you cope? How did you keep him even after sex? Ma smiled. I didn't sleep with him until we got married, Ma revealed. Helen was shocked, speechless. I can see it on your face. It is the truth. Helen knew Ma didn't lie, but this was a tough one to accept. How did you do it? What did you tell him? Why did he accept it? Ma laughed. One question at a time, babe. She heaved a sigh. The truth is, it wasn't easy for either of us, but I had my reasons for saying no to premarital sex. I made a vow to God that if he would help me build Ma up to its highest potentials, I would remain pure till I got married. Oh, that made it easy, I guess. My case is different. Maybe, but you have to ask yourself some questions. Chuck is too used to girls falling into his bed without him asking. He is too used to girls treating him like a king. He has seen the worst girls, the best girls. What is different about you? What trick do you have up your sleeve that those other girls didn't have? But most of all, do you want to be a wife or a girlfriend? Helen quietly watched her, confused and enlightened at the same time. I will leave you to your thoughts, Ma said. Helen quietly left her office. She knew she had a tough decision to make. Chuck paced the whole of Uche's office while his friends stared at him angry on his behalf. You know, wearing a hole on my floor won't help, right? Really? You are worried about your floor at this time? I am worried about you, Uche replied. I don't want you getting your blood pressure up over something that isn't certain. He is right, you know, Stanley said. What if she's telling the truth? Just what if? Then we will take care of it like we always do. We will stand behind you like we did when Collins found you. Chuck sat down and nodded. It is not confirming I have a sister that bothers me. We know, Uche answered. And if your worst fears comes to pass, we will also take care of it. And it is not your fault, Chuck. Whose fault is it then? I should have paid more attention to what she was doing, how she was living. You did. You remember the 4 rehabs you took her to? You remember she ran away from them all? You pay a monthly allowance for her upkeep, and extra to keep her mouth shut about you. I say, that is enough attention for a woman who made your life hell. So she gave birth again and hid the child from you. It is not your fault. The question is, why is she revealing her existence at this point? Which she asked. According to her, she wants us to be a family. She wants her 3 children together, and she's sick and tired of Rose reaping where she didn't sow. I see. Stanley smiled. Chuck's phone rang, and he eagerly looked at the caller's ID. It's Yomi, Chuck said. He couldn't believe how afraid he was to have his worst fears confirmed. Put it on speaker, Richard said. Hello, Yomi. What did you find out?
In the still of the night, I think of you. My heart beats with every thought of you. You're the one I can't let go. In your arms I find my home. Love, sweet love, it's you I'm dreaming